Yeah, back in like '08, I was in a transition of my career from going from a successful off-road racer to a team manager, team owner. The challenge was now you gotta take care of riders, budget, mechanics, logistics. So there was a lot more responsibility in the management job than there was just being a rider. You know, when you go to a management job, then you have to say, okay, now I have to figure out how to work all these different segments of your business and, you know, still win races at the same time. Johnny Campbell Racing, JCR's home base is in Marietta, California. We have our primarily race shop there, and then when we started going to the East Coast to race, it was imperative that we set up a base there so that we had somewhere to function out of and move to and take things to or ship stuff. So the East Coast program is up and running good, and Eric Suritin is our key man there, and he's doing a really good job.
Well, with Johnny being on the West Coast and me being on the East Coast, it really put a lot more responsibility for me to be consistent with ordering parts and looking forward into our next races, and actually allowing me to have that a lot of responsibility, and then also communicate with Johnny so that we're all both on the same page. Where I took on, you know, being a cook and being a mechanic and preparations for the rig to get here, driver for the rig. And then not only that, is I clean my carpets, I clean everything. So everything kind of falls on my shoulders to make sure that our program looks the best it can look with the time allotted each time I have you know, a week in between races.
And then having a rider like Trevor Bollinger in the East Coast has been a really good, phenomenal thing to experience, take a kind of an unknown type rider and build him into a champion in the lights class. And then now we take the transition from lights class champion to how to be a champion in the XC1 class.
You know, I'd always knew Johnny from him racing Baja, and I always looked up to him. But yeah, when they started the team in 2014, I was a Honda rider at the time, so I wanted to one day make that jump onto his team. And you know, I was lucky enough for him to notice me in 2015, and we started talking, and led to us partnering in 2016, and ultimately we got a championship that year, and I've been with him the last 2 years racing the 450 class.
A lot of the racing that's really close to me is Grand Prix off-road racing, which I came from even before I did Baja and was successful there. It was important in my mind to continue Honda's footprint, you know, and try to combat and fight against other manufacturers there. And so I took it upon myself to take some leftover bikes, rebuild them, hire Trevor Stewart, you know, who was like kind of an unknown kid that has lots of talent, and say, you know what, this kid just needs a break. He needs somebody to come in, make some good decisions, teach him how to make those decisions, and start winning. And within the year, we started winning races, and now he's leading the championship.
Working with Johnny is like, it's just like the one thing, like if you race off-road, you want a guy like Johnny Campbell, you know, he's the best. I mean, there's nobody's Johnny Campbell. Nobody has 11 championships racing Baja, you know, and as an off-road racer, his guidance is huge, you know. I mean, the man's so smart, and just when it comes down to just mentality or just, you know, pitting, it's just, he knows everything, and it really helps me. It's very benefiting to have him in my corner, and just always helping me out, so.
They might be watching Supercross on TV, but they're not riding Supercross. They're riding GNCCs, they're riding the woods, they're riding out in the desert. And that's the base that we're looking at, for us to have the passion and to be able to want to help more people. And to not only that is just grow JCR, period. You know, KTM's big, Husky's big, but Honda is, when you see Honda, you know it's it's something, we've arrived, you know, Honda is it. And that's why, you know, if I wasn't a mechanic for Honda, I wouldn't be a mechanic at all.
With JCR Honda, our future goals are, you know, we want to combat the competition. There's this big need at Honda to go out and beat these other teams. And so my goal, and always has been, was to take the red fender and put it first.